So I've got the census data for a section of Clatsop County. And when I look at that census data, the one I have is not joined. Okay, so we're not going to worry about that. I have calculated the old area, and that area still matches the shape area that's current. And then I've got all of these fields that maybe I don't want to use, although sometimes deleting fields can be, you may regret it later. But you know, I can delete fields this way. Right? So that's one way to do that. Or I can go up to data management. If I could find data management. Oh, here it is. Sorry, toolbar or toolbox. Data management and fields, and I want to delete fields. And let's say I'm going to put in my census data. I can decide which fields I just want to delete in mass. Okay, so let's just say I don't want any of these ethnicity fields just because I'm not going to use them and it makes my file really huge. Also, after you join data, you have duplicates, and you may not want all those duplicates in there. So I'm just going to say OK, and that will delete those fields, although they're gone forever, right? So if I decided, oh shoot, I really wanted those, you know, now I'm in trouble. Okay, so I've got my census data here, and if I turn on my tsunami polygon, I can see where the expected modeled XXL, the extra large 9.0 Cascadia subduction. If it's a coastal subduction, this is where they expect the land to be covered. And so in reality, if there's somebody out on this jetty, let me put this back up here as well. If there's somebody out here on the jetty, they've got 15 minutes in reality to get up beyond that red line. And the expected time is 20 minutes, but you've got to figure a few minutes of shaking and people getting disoriented and getting up, and it won't be like you're walking across a nice smooth sidewalk. Things will be catastrophically destroyed. I mean, telephone poles will be down, trees will be down, all that kind of stuff. So you're crawling over that or moving over that as you're getting out of this tsunami inundation. So one of the things you might want to know is how many people are actually in that inundation, right? So I could clip my census data by that inundation area. And so it would just give me a polygon. So my input feature is going to be my census, because that's the bottom of the cookie dough. And my XXL poly is going to be my clip. And I'm going to call this in the zone, not a good zone. Okay. And so now I have just my folks that are in that census area. So what happens with this, we're going to go ahead and look at that. Some polygons did not change, but some polygons did change their area because they were cut. But the number of people didn't change, or the number of houses didn't change. And so now what I'm going to do, I think we did this the other day, Paul, in class, and I did it backwards, I do believe. I added a new field called ratio. And then I calculated the difference between the old area and the new area. And so did I take the old area and divide it by the new area? Which one's smaller? Yeah, let's try that. we'll find out if it's right. Old area divided by the new area. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, only one got done. You know why? Because it was selected. Okay, let's try again. Luckily, my formula is still there. Okay. Okay, I think I did it wrong again, didn't I? Okay, there's old area. Let's find one. Yeah, okay. I have to do this every time that way. So, yes, how much did it reduce? Okay, so I'm going to go shape area, which is the new area, divided by the old area. Okay, that makes me, yeah, so one should be the ones that don't change, and then the ones that did change, this is the reduction. And then let's say I want to look at the housing units. Add field, I'm going to call this new housing units. And I'm going to go ahead and let that be a float, even though I think in the directions I say you don't want decimal people, and it will round up, but I'm going to leave it like that. So this means I'm just going to take my housing units, which are where? Down below all this junk. Housing units times the ratio. So now, so that makes sense. Those housing units didn't change. Those housing units, only 15 housing units. So this means that all 34 of those housing units are in the inundation zone. So there they are. So everybody in that housing unit. So I might want to then in my analysis make a point here along that road and say, can these people get out? Right? These are in the zone. Can those people get out? And I can see those polygons. So chances are the ones that are split by the edge of that polygon, and so they probably can actually survive. But then I could map this by my new area if I wanted to show the number of people in those that are in that area. Come on. Ooh, 88. Where's the 88? Oh, man. Okay. That looks pretty drastic. Yeah, so there's a lot of people here. Housing units there. And in general, the estimate is 2.5 people per housing unit. So that's another way to kind of check that. So one of your tasks then is, once you get your census data, to try and understand what is the population at risk that are within. We're not even talking about landslides. We're not talking about liquefaction. We're just talking about in the tsunami inundation zone. There are some campgrounds out here that are not counted in the population. So in the summer, these places are really full. So that's your first task, or you can do that second. I don't really care. But anyway, that's one of your tasks. Then your other task is to sort of do an analysis about, let's see, where is mine? I think I did a different area. Transportation, here we go. Let's zoom to that. So I looked at this area. I'm going to turn off the polygon. And so I created some new roads here. There was no road down on the beach and no road in the marina. So I had to remove my transportation data set, get rid of it, keep my roads, and then I had to create some new roads and intersect my other roads. So I made a path, apparently from the water. That person's swimming, apparently. But I made a path. If you were out on the jetty, could you get in? Right? So once I made my road, then I could do some graphic pics and say, okay, let's just play with this. If I'm standing here, how long does it take me to get to this point? So what I want you to do is kind of integrate your census data and your transportation data to look at one city, that hopefully you already have the data collected and you're ready to do that. And make maybe a 4-panel layout, one that's showing the population and then a couple transportation scenarios. The other thing you can do is I made a thing called safety points. And the safety points are points that I just put along the tsunami inundation line. And so you could pick one of those, or you could pick anywhere and run a graphic service. Like from this point, where's 15 minutes? You know, and then you could also then clip your census data by which people, you know, how many people are within 15 minutes of the line. So you could work this either way. From just running graphic points and routes or from running a service area at different points along your census block.